My client, let's call him Derek, won $1.2 million on a scratch-off ticket. He was 28, worked at a warehouse, lived in a small studio apartment. 6 months later, he was back in that same apartment, sleeping on a borrowed couch, with less than $50 in his checking account. When I asked him what happened, he didn't blame taxes. He didn't blame bad luck. He blamed the first 90 days. He said, "Nobody told me about the $10,000 rule." I'm not a financial genius. I've just watched dozens of lottery winners and sudden heirs destroy their futures in less than a year. And I noticed a pattern. Almost every single one makes the same 3 mistakes within the first 3 months. And those 3 mistakes always revolve around the same number, $10,000. Subscribe if you want the real mechanics, not the fluffy motivation, because what I'm about to show you is a framework built around $1 amount that could save you from the lottery curse. Let's start with mistake number 1. They treat $10,000 like it's nothing. Derek won $1.2 million. After taxes, he took home about $720,000. He thought he was unstoppable. He bought a $65,000 truck. He put $30,000 down on a house he couldn't afford. He took his friends on a $15,000 vacation. He told me, I still had over $600,000 left. I was fine. But here's what he didn't see. Every time he spent $10,000 without thinking, he was spending something much more valuable. He was spending his future. Let me show you the math. $10,000 invested at a 10% average annual return becomes $67,000 in 20 years. $10,000 spent on a vacation becomes zero lasting value after a few years. The difference between someone who saves their first $10,000 and someone who blows it isn't $10,000. It's $67,000 in lost future wealth. And Derek did that 5 times in 90 days. That's over $300,000 in future money gone. Mistake number 2, they tell everyone. Derek told his brother, his cousins, his co-workers, his ex-girlfriend. Within 2 weeks, people were asking for loans, investment opportunities, business partnerships. He gave $10,000 to a friend who said he had a can't-miss real estate flip. He gave another $10,000 to his cousin for a food truck. He never saw a penny back. Here's the rule I wish he had known. Before you tell anyone about your money, you need a $10,000 buffer for saying no. What does that mean? It means you need enough financial security that you can refuse a request without feeling guilty. When you have only $50,000 left, saying no to a $10,000 ask feels impossible. When you have $200,000, it's easy. The first $10,000 you save after winning should be dedicated to learning how to say no. That's the price of emotional freedom. Mistake number 3, they stopped doing the small things. Derek quit his job the day after he got the check. He stopped cooking at home. He stopped comparing prices. He stopped checking his bank balance. He started paying for convenience, and convenience is expensive. Let me give you an example. Before the win, Derek packed his lunch every day. After the win, he spent $15 a day on takeout. That's $450 a month, $5,400 a year. Over 10 years, that's $54,000, plus the lost investment returns on that money. He was leaking $10,000 every 2 years without even noticing. Here's the $10,000 rule that finally saved Derek. It took him 2 years to hit rock bottom. He came back to me and asked for help. I told him to do 3 things. First, cut every expense that doesn't matter. Second, invest $10,000 into a skill that would increase his income. He went back to school for a trade certification. Third, automate $10,000 per year into a simple index fund. He's now making $85,000 a year as an electrician, and his investments have grown back to over $40,000. He's not a millionaire anymore, but he's happier, because he finally learned the $10,000 rule. The rule is simple. $10,000 is not a toy, it's a tool. Before you spend it, ask yourself, is this purchase buying me freedom or just a feeling? If you can't answer that question, you're not ready to spend it. Now I want to hear from you. In the comments, tell me, what's the first thing you would do with $10,000 if you won the lottery tomorrow? I read every single comment, and if you want to see exactly how I structure my own accounts to protect against sudden wealth, that video is right here. I'll see you in the next one.